So I'm going to tell you the fun story about how I misuse power. I horribly misuse power. It's fun though. I was sitting at work and it was like a student, what do they call that? It's where you work when you're in school, when you're in college. I don't remember, work study. And I worked at a museum, and the vice president, or no, the provost, I'm sorry, of the university. So you have the president, there's some vice presidents, and then there's the provost. And I really don't know what a provost does. I never asked. I didn't need to. He's just like this weird anomaly. Comes in and looks at me. And they go about their tour, and he comes back and he talks to me because he thinks I'm cute. So yes, I use my cuteness. I use my cuteness a lot. Um, anyway, I had a boyfriend at the time, and there wasn't anything going to happen. He was like late 60s, and I was 20. But we had this great relationship where I'd go up and I'm like, hey, do you want to do lunch? And he's like, yeah, let's go do lunch. I get a free lunch. Yes, that would be me. I'm that guy. So I walk into his office one day and I'm like, what do you think about lunch? He goes, I'm kind of busy. He says, but I can do it in an hour. I said, an hour will be great. I'm like, I have no food. I haven't been paid in like 3 weeks. He goes, what? Yeah. I said, it's getting kind of ridiculous, but they're trying to figure out where my check is located. So we go out to lunch after he gets done with his meeting an hour later. And we actually sit down and talk it through. And it had been more than 3 weeks. It was more like 5. And I'm like, this is what's going on. My manager is trying to figure out where the checks are going. Nobody can, and I just explain it. And I'm like, all I'm doing is trying to find my checks. I've got like 3 checks out there in the world that I need to cash so I can eat food. And he says, oh, okay. And he says, well, let me know if they don't find it. He contacted the vice president of student life and said, hey, I have a guy who is a friend of mine that this is happening to him. He contacts down the chain of command until he hits the person who is responsible. And she is this raging bitch. So she finds my checks. They had gone to the wrong place. And delivers them to my manager, who hands them to me and says, she goes, that wasn't the thing to do. You just made an enemy. I made more than one enemy. I love you guys. There's more to this.